facilitate it. She knows this one. Otherwise, let me know. I'll help you with setting up this. Ashwini Mode, you're traveling this week?
Like we are deciding, not yet decided, but
Okay.
I'll
Okay, knows
let you know,
one.
sir.
Okay, no worries, no worries. So just in case you are not, probably you can schedule a class with class for everyone. Whoever wants to join can do some sort of a study. So Chitra Mahodaya just suggested that there can be a combined study group outside of this class at first for people to join in. So if you people are keen, let me know. You can do that. That is not a problem. But that initiative will have to be from your end.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's start. Okay. Where am I? Okay. ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये दोर्भियुक्ता चतुर्भिस्फटिकमणिमयीं मक्षमालां दधान हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भाषा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति पराङ्गतिम् गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने संस्थितम् अग्रे वाचेति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यानं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलं नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः हरिः ओम् Okay. Prashnaha santi va? Any questions, any thoughts, any things that you want to share?
Mahoday, I had a question.
Yes, please.
So regarding Vishnu Sahasranam homework,
Hmm.
I am just struggling, sir, with the format. Basically, the PDF, as soon as you use Google Docs, the characters all get all over the place.
Okay.
And when I'm writing down, I have actually written down part of it, but
Hmm.
the way I was writing is because when you had initially said no, sir, for the homework, you had just said the meaning and the name. So I was doing it like that. But it's
Okay.
basically it's in one page to fit everything. I'm finding it so difficult. I don't know if anybody else is struggling, but I am really struggling to have it in a form where I can give it to you, like like
No,
that.
no worries, no worries. That is what probably a lot of people will also struggle with if you're writing it down. The challenge is that what I did was I took a landscape in typing while doing it in Word, it becomes a little easier. Okay, if you're writing it, no worries. Do one thing. Probably you can use, if you're using loose sheets, it becomes a challenge. If it's a book, you can use the full 2 pages of the book together and do it as a table. That is basically all that I'm looking for you to be comfortable with is the Pratipadikam, Vibhakti, Vachana, and the meaning.
Okay.
To that extent, if you can find it, I think you're comfortable doing that. That's good enough for me.
No, that is fine, sir. So if I do it in the soft copy, so the PDF itself, how should I edit it, sir? Like, what is the best way so that I can just type it inside in that table?
Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll upload a Word document so that you can download the Word document, and from there you can, or in the Google Sheets, I'll make a table,
Okay, sir.
or
Basically,
and upload a Word document so that it will help you download that Word document and start typing.
yeah, I
That's
think because the PDF is getting when I'm opening it, it's probably getting
Yes.
converted, and that is changing all the characters.
That happens. That is a very natural problem because of the font. The one is Unicode, one is Google codes, one is ASCII, one is ISCII. We have a little bit of a challenge. We have not created, I attend these workshops on interoperability so much, and nobody has done interoperability in this space. So I think we should all come up with some protocols and do it that way. Anyways, that's those with
Dhanyawada.
technology background can definitely take it up somewhere. Yes. Okay. Ashwini Mahodaya, yes.
Sir, I have done this Vishnu Sahasranama homework in Excel sheet. So it's easy, and
Yeah.
we can share it to you directly.
Yeah. In fact, what you should do is then put up that Excel sheet in the this one. Take out all just give the framework so that
Uh,
nobody is
I have shared
sure.
with you this
Huh.
evening only.
Okay. Yeah. Share it with me. And in any case, share the template also with people so that people can use it. So that
Okay.
it's not a problem. So
Yeah,
Excel, oh yeah, that is a good way of doing it, Jaita Mujja. So that also becomes easy.
I'll share that.
Yeah. Okay. Jay Balambika Mahodaya, you were saying something?
Sir, actually, I have done it in the notebook only, a long notebook I have taken, and in one page, even if the characters overlap, I wrapped it in the second line. So the next one, I put it in the next line. I mean,
Yeah.
to connect.
That's another way of doing it. Yeah. So whatever, it's okay. Whatever you're comfortable with, at the end of the day, my objective is very simple. Know the Pratipadikam, know the know the which Vachana Vibhakti are all Karta Eka Vachana, most of them. Pratipadikam meaning, if you know so much, I think you're all good enough to do it. So other than that, if you can say that what is the Apadana, Sampradana and all, that is one level higher, and you really get to that, because there are a lot of Sakaranta, Takaranta, Padani there. Correct? Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. What we will then do is we'll quickly go through a couple of shlokas, because that I didn't want to stop the flow. It's just that, when you're doing Ramayana, I somehow don't feel like, unless it's an emergency, there could be times when I will say, no, I cannot do it if it becomes too much of a burden. But the thought, I will just do it. Otherwise, Gauri Mahodaya's suggestion was very good. Thank you so much. I was really touched by it. So I would have loved to take that. So what we will do, we will touch upon a little bit of it. Okay. 26th. Everybody clear up to 25th shloka? Any questions up to that point? That is Lakshmana Anujagama. Right? Till that point, everybody is okay. Nobody has any questions about it. So Chitra Mahodaya was giving this one of how it became easy for her to do Anvaya in Kathopanishad. So probably if you are reading something, maybe it may help. Okay. I will just do the 26th shloka. Let us see what happens with 26. What I can probably will do it in the end. I'll read up to the 25th shloka at the end. Okay. Okay. So until this point, we saw the qualities of Lakshmana and how Lakshmana went with Rama. Okay. So now the next few shlokas talk about how Sita went with Lakshmana. That is the story here. So Ramasya Daita Bharya Nityam Prana Samahita Janakasya Kule Jata Deva Mayeva Nirmita सर्वलक्षण संपन्ना नारीणाम उत्तमावधूः सीताप्यनुगता रामं शशिनं रोहिणी यथा. Okay. This is a pretty straightforward shloka. There are not many challenges here. Ramasya daita bharya nityam prana hita Janakasya kule jata devamaya iva nirmita. Devamayeva nirmita is devamaya iva nirmita. Sarvalakshana sampanna narina uttama vaduhu Sita Pyanugata. That is Sita api anugata. Sita api anugata Ramam Shashinam Rohini Yatha. Simple? Okay. Kritanta Padam Jata Anugata. What is Jata?
Janma.
Born.
Janma. Wherever you see the word Ja, it is usually refers to somebody born or something either being born in the human case and Udbhava, Atmaja, Atmat Jayate Atmaja, Atmajaha. One who is born out of the self. As in self in the sense here it refers to a human being. So Janakatmaja, Janakasya Atmaja, Janakasya Atmaja, Janakatmaja, Janakasya Putri, born. In this case, born. Other one is Anugata. Anugata is one who went. Okay, that's a Kridanta pada. Ka jata, Sita jata. Kasya kule jata, Janakasya kule jata. Born in Janaka's, so this one. Kasya bharya, Ramasya bharya. Kidrishi bharya, as in, whenever you see this word Kidrishi, it means there are some adjectives associated with that following word, bharya. Okay. Ramasya daita nityam prana samahita cha bharya. Okay. Bharya. Okay. Again. Sita iva ka iva nirmita. Sita devamaya iva nirmita. She as they say, she was born out of the earth. That is the story. No, we have that story where Janaka is not she is not the biological daughter of Janaka per se, where she is born out of the earth, and Janaka takes care of her because she is Dharmagya. When she is born itself, she is a big Dharmagyi. So then Kidrishi Vaduhu Sita Sarvalakshana Sampanna Narinam Uttama Vaduhu. Okay. Sa Kam Anugata, Sa Ramam Anugata. Sa Kam Viva Anugata, Yata Rohini Shashinam Anugata. Okay. We'll talk about the Shashi and Rohini in a minute once we finish this Anvaya. Okay. Janakasya Kule Jata, Devamaya Iva Nirmita, Ramasya Daita, Nityam Prana Samahita Bharya. Okay. Sarva Lakshana Sampanna, Narina Uttama Vaduhu, Ramam Anugata. Katham Anugata, Yata Rohini Shashinam Anugata. Okay. So, one who was born in Janaka's lineage, who was born out of Devamaya, not naturally born. Ramasya Daita, one who was a Priya and Hitaishi of Rama. Affectionate, Hitaishi is someone who thinks well-wisher. That is also a Daita. Nityam Prana Sama Hita Bharya. Hita is somebody who is always thinking good of you. Okay. Sarva Lakshana Sampanna. She was Sarva Lakshana. Narinam Uttama Vaduhu. One who is the epitome of Vadu. We have those 5 women whom we celebrate. No, one of them happened to be Sita. 5 of them are there. Ahalya, Tara, Sita, Mandodari, and Draupadi. Okay. Ramam Anugata. She went with Rama. Katham Anugata. Yatha Rohini Shashinam Anugata. The way Shashi goes around, Rohini goes around Shashi. That is the Upama. We'll talk about what that Rohini and Shashi, why that comes. I'm assuming everybody knows this story, but anyways, we'll talk about it. We'll finish off this one and see. Janakasya, Mithilayaha Nripasya. Correct. He was the Nripa of Mithila, Mithila Nripa. Vamshe Jata, Utpanna. Suravargasya Devamaya Suravargasya Mayayaha. That is basically Suravarga is Devagana. Correct, no? Suras and Asuras, we know that. So that is what. Krita Ramasya Priya Sarvada Pranatulya Hitakarini Patni Sarva Subhalakshanopeta. That is Sarva Guda Sampanna. Narinam Strinam Shrestha Snusha, not Snasha, Snusha. Okay, 1 minute. There are a couple of challenges here. I have made Snusha. Okay. Snusha. Ramam Anuyata Rohini Chandra. Okay. Any questions on these two? Are they straightforward?
Yes, Mahodaya. Straightforward only.
Okay. This is clear? No, I am assuming this is sort of straightforward. It's not very difficult to get. Okay. Okay. So Bhavartha will be Mithilayaha Nrupasya Vamshe Utpanna Sarvaguna Suravargasya Mayayaha Krita Ramasya Priya Sarvada Pranatulya Hitakarini Sarva Shubhalakshanopeta Cha Patni Strinam Shrestha Snusha Yata Rohini Chandra Manugata Tatha Ramam Manuyata. Okay. So basically,
how to write, Mahodaya, that how to write the Bhavartha, how to write like this?
Okay. Bhavartha is straightforward. What I have done, what is generally done is, that's why you need the Pratipadartha. If you look at this, see, you have the Pratipadartha here. That is the point that is coming up here. So what I do is, you take that and create the Bhavartha out of it. Mithilayaha Nrupasya Vamshe Utpanna Suravargasya Mayayaha Krita Ramasya Priya Sarvada Pranatulya Hitakarini Cha Patni Sarva Shubhalakshanopeta Strinam Shrestha Snusha Ramam Anuyata Yata Rohini Chandram Anuyata. That is all I have done. If you look at this, this is what it will be.
Okay.
Okay. So that is all that is done. But you can, if you become an expert in Sanskritam, you can add your own nice sweet poetry to it.
Okay.
So that is this one. Okay. So until this point, we have seen this much. Any questions on this? Okay. Okay. So a couple of things on this. Everybody knows what is this Rohini Shashinam Manugata?
Rohini Nakshatra.
Rohini Nakshatra, okay.
Rohini Nakshatra is Chandra's favorite nakshatra, as 27 nakshatras are like considered as Chandra's wives, and Rohini Nakshatra is his favorite nakshatra.
Okay. So what is the consequence of that?
And the marriage time, that nakshatra, something.
No, that is that is Arundhati Nakshatra, Vasishta and Arundhati. That is different from Rohini and Shashi.
Okay.
Marriage time, what is sure is Arundhati Nakshatra. Okay, that is because that is a very different meaning. This is a different meaning. They are like always together. So that's a different story. We'll talk about that also. So what is the consequence of that? Everybody knows what happens to that?
other wives get became unhappy, and so Chandra like um I don't remember who gave Shapa to Chandra, and
Okay. So
he lost his what Tej glory.
Tejas. Okay.
Just I don't remember, but I think Shiva like gave him Ushapa.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Chandra got some sharpam it was trained some sort of sharpam got in that
Yes,
thing.
correct. He was given a shapa. That is true. That is very true. He was cursed. He was very much cursed. Okay. So Chandra was cursed because he was spending more time with Rohini and not with the other nakshatra. Because essentially all 27 are thought to be as the daughters of Daksha Prajapati, and Daksha Prajapati caused Chandra that he'll not have the same tejas and all those things. That is one part of the story. Okay, what is the real meaning behind the story? Any idea? No idea. Okay, so if you look at how many of you are aware of the way the lunar calendar works?
I have seen Panchanga, but I'm not not 100% sure.
Timing to some during sunrise, some hours, some calculation accordingly that calendar.
Okay. So that is one part. Whatever is the Chandra at that point in time, but the thing, the real, the way you need to look at it and how much your ancestors thought behind it is very critical. See, what happens is with the moon, whatever is the nakshatra at the time of sunrise and whatever is the time of the moon, that nakshatra is supposed to be with the moon, is what is associated with the moon. That is the norm. Okay, now there are 27 nakshatras and moon takes 28 and a half days. Correct? It is not exactly days.
Not 30 days.
It does not take 30 days, exactly. Okay, 29.5 days is what the moon takes to go around the earth. So that's why you have that Pratipatru Purnama and Purnami to Amavasya. Of course, the North Indian calendar starts from Purnima and goes to Amavasya. Goes to Purnami to Purnami. In the South India, the same calendar goes from Amavasya to Amavasya. That is the pattern we follow. And each day there is a nakshatra associated. Now, you don't have 29.5 nakshatras. You have 27 nakshatras and 29.5 days. Now, obviously, there is going to be some nakshatra which is going to repeat more often than the other nakshatras. Now, the reason for this is because Rohini happens to be closer to the moon relative to all other nakshatras. If you look at a 3-year cycle, so technically you should have about, if you are looking monthly, every month, one of the, every nakshatra will appear at least once with with the moon, correct? That's how it should be. Now, if you look at a 3-year cycle, you will see that Rohini would have appeared more with the moon than any other nakshatra. Right. So now this has to be conceptually explained to people because that relative positioning is not easy to understand from a scientific point of view for everybody, especially when you do not have instruments like the telescope, you do not have things to be shown, you have to see everything with the naked eye and come up with it. So this was a nice story to come up with and say, look, oh, this is why it is, and Chandra will lose the tejas when he is appearing with Rohini, and it shows. I mean, usually it comes with that sort of this one. How are the months named, by the way? Anybody knows? You have this, no? Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jeshta, Ashada, Bhadrapada, then Shravana, Bhadrapada. You have so many 12. You have the 12 months. Why specific names? Any idea? So the name of the month signifies the Chandra, the nakshatra which is present with the moon on the full moon day. So on if it is Chaitra Masa, on the full moon day, Chitta nakshatra will be present. Okay. Similarly, a Jyeshtha nakshatra will be present with the will be associated with the moon on the full moon day. Of course, there is going to be a small slight change because of this 29.5 versus 27 mismatch. But technically, that is how the months are named. Shravana nakshatra is there on the Shravana day. Purvashada nakshatra is there on the Ashada, in Ashada Purnima. Okay. Kartika Masa, we have Kartika Masa. Kritika Nakshatra will be there on the Purnima day. You can check it. It will be 1 or 2 days here or there, but it will be there. Okay. Margashira Masa is Mrigashira Nakshatra will be there. Similarly, Pushya Nakshatra will be there in Paushya. Phalguna Nakshatra will be there on Phalguna Masa. So that is how Ashwina Masa is Ashwini. So that is how the 12 months come about for us. It is not randomly named. That is a very important thing. So that is a very deep thought out concept as to how these 12 months come about in the lunar calendar. So that's why the North Indian calendar versus the South Indian calendar will have absolutely no difference. Because in the North Indian calendar, let's say for instance, the Chaitra Masa starts from Purnima of the Padya of the previous 15 days prior to that, and ends with the Purnima of the Chitta Nakshatra, the day there. Whereas in South India, it starts from the Amavasya. But the Purnima is critical and Purnima day will critically be there. Still be there. Right? Whether it is Gudi Padwa.
Tamil Nadu, according to Tamil Nadu, after Purnima only new month will start.
That is solar calendar. See what happens in Tamil Nadu is the solar calendar there. So you will not have Chaitra, Ashada, Bhadrapada, etc. You will have Simha Masa, Kumbha. You will have the constellations. Right? Vrishika Masa, Kumbha Masa, Simha Masa, so on and so forth. That is closer to the solar cycle. Dhanur Masa. Right? So there, that is a different calculation altogether. We have totally about 5 or 6 calendars in this country. So that is how it comes, and that is why it says Yatha Rohini Anugata Shashinam Tatha Sita Anugata Rama. That's a very common upma that is used. Okay. So yes, Ashwini Mahodaya.
And sir, Rutu's names are also like what nakshatra gives their what gives, like Hasta nakshatra gives us rain, so it comes under Varsha Rutu.
Correct. So Varsha, there are what are called nakshatra, Swati nakshatra, Hasta nakshatra. There are those which are auspicious to bring rains and all. That is a little different. That has a little deeper meaning. So those need to be understood much deeper. Rain is not necessarily just pouring rain or any such this one. It has a lot to do with the birth. If you look at the cycle of karma, how it goes, how the Atman goes out and comes back, those nakshatras play an important role, and that's how it is. At least it is described. Now, validation of that has to be taken up in a different way, but it is not something to be discarded. That's how it goes.
Okay. Actually, Mahodaya, here Hyderabad, after the month of May, summer, once if it is finished, June will this thing, no, that time Mirgasirsha Nakshatra, that day that the asthma people, they will give some medicine, that day start. So from that time onwards, here rainy season, like that it is, everybody is saying that.
So rains necessarily follow a solar cycle if things are okay. If things are not changing. Okay, we have that very clearly established. May 22nd, it is supposed to hit the Kerala-Karnataka borders as coastal this one. and advance by June 1st to the to Bangalore sort of places. June 10th, June 8th is when it should hit Hyderabad.
Yes, yes.
That is a very given, very clear. This one, it has changed now. Various reasons. I'm not getting into whether it is
Yes.
right, wrong, how it has changed. I'm not getting into that. But it follows a clear cycle. Those follow a very clear cycle. 2 months are a Ritu. Okay. So any thoughts on you brought about that Vasishta Arundhati, no, marriage, this one. What is that whole marriage, this one? Why Vasishta and Arundhati? Why are they shown? I mean, it sounds pretty stupid nowadays the way they do it, but why? What is the significance of this? Why Vasishta and Arundhati of all people? Why not some other star?
Because they both revolve around each other. No one follows. No one is before the other. They rotate
So, absolutely, Madhya, that's absolutely right. So, the thing is with these two stars, Vasishta and Arundhati, now that is a binary star system. There are many binary star systems in our universe. Everybody knows what is a binary star? A binary star is a two-star system. 2 stars, binary is 2. Okay. So, there are 2 stars in that system. Now, in most of the binary stars that you will come across, you will see that one star is heavier than the other star. So, as it goes with anything, just like the sun is much heavier than all the planets go around the sun. There is no other option. You can't expect the sun to go around the planets. Similarly, with any star, if one star is heavier than the other, one of them will keep on revolving around the other. Now, the difference with Arundhati and Vasishta is that both of them go around each other because they are equally weighted, equally heavy or equally strong stars. Okay, that is how your life is supposed to be as a married couple. Both of you are supposed to be together that way, not like any other binary star. You could have shown the moon and said, okay, be like the moon or be like anything else. No, unfortunately, if you have to big wedding with which is costing so much of money for one day's chowdhury, one day's hall and everything, then you are going to do it in the morning. Usually marriages are spread over time, and then they used to do it in the night at one point in time. They used to show this. That time, this is how you are supposed to live. So that is the whole significance between Arundhati and Vasishta. So yeah, if you look at it, Vasishta will be very clearly visible. Arundhati, you need to stretch your eyes a little to see it. So that is there. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Any other thoughts before we move to the next one? We'll see one more thing of this one. Then I want to talk a little bit about Kaushalya and her this one. No? Okay, let me then go and showcase this. Yes, Jaita Madhya.
Madhya, it's regarding actually the Vibhaktis and one of the previous shlokas. I made a note of the question, but I forgot to ask last time. So you remember that, I think it was the second or third shloka where Muninam Shreshtham Munishu Pungavam we were discussing. So I just wanted to ask, so in both cases, Muninam Shreshtham or Munishu Pungavam, so when is the Shashti more appropriate or when is the Saptami more appropriate? Like here, the meaning is pretty much the same using both the Vibhaktis, or is it not? Is there like a subtle difference?
So there is a subtle difference. If you want to say if they are peers, okay, Muninam, when they are peers, so let us say there are so many of them. Muninam Shreshtam, Valmiki would be Muninam Shreshtam, for instance, right? In the sense that you will have a lot of others also being comparable to that. But if it is in these, the best among these, so Munishu, say for instance Narada, you will not have a comparison to Narada in any which case. Both are absolutely, there is no problem in using any of these. There is no problem in, they are interchangeably, they can be used in 99.99% of the cases. Okay. When you have no comparison at all, then you'll probably use the Saptami Vibhakti.
Okay.
That is all.
Dhanyawada.
Okay.
Also, Bhoday, you were talking about the Arundhati star. I remember there was that the Arundhati star you were talking about. So, there is this actually, I think is that Arundhati Nyaya they call it, don't they? Where the newly wedded wife, you show different stars and then you finally come to the Arundhati, the last. That one is the faintest. But something like that is there, that you show the other stars around first, the husband, and then he shows the Arundhati, and then the significance of that is told to the newlywed wife.
So the equality of the two, that's why they are the Sahadharmacharini, one who can help take the dharma forward. Otherwise, there is no dharma. I mean, there is no need for dharma at all. If there were only men, they would just, I mean, if there was only Purusha all around, it would just be free for all and say, I will fight you, you will fight me. I mean, we define things and go about. The might is right kind of a thing comes up there. So once you have a balancing force, that binary system has to go together. It is not like one system goes away, one stretches and goes away.
And these very subtle sort of giving respect to the feminine is completely lost in our popular culture. All of this is lost completely. These stories are completely lost. Especially younger generation has no clue. And this whole feminism, that is just absolute rubbish, because that's a constant conflict, right? We have to be equal to men, but equal makes no sense, because there's obvious difference.
I'll bring about something more important in a few minutes. Hold on to that thought. We'll take that discussion in a minute. I will just finish off.
I love this story. I really like this story because there are many subtle ways of appreciating the feminine in our culture, which is now unknown.
I'll bring some realism to this. Hold on to that. This is just subtlety. I'll bring realism to this. Hold on to that thought. Okay. Yeah. So here, this is Gunasandhi and Yanasandhi we have learned. We'll see the Gunasandhi in probably the next coming classes sometime. Okay. Okay. Pranaihi sama sarvani tani lakshanani sarvalakshanahi sampanna. Okay. Devanam Maya, Deva Maya. These are some samasta padani that are there. Okay. We'll just close with this, I think. Paurairanagato duram pitra dashrathena chan Shringavera pure sutam Ganga kule vesarjayat Guhamasadya dharmatman Nishadadipatim priyam. Anybody knows what? Okay, I'll do the Padacheda. Pauraihi anugataha duram pitra dasharatena cha Shringavera pure sutam Ganga kule vyasarjayat Guham asadya dharmatma nishadadipatim priyam. Okay. Pauraihi. What is Pauraihi?
Janaha.
Janaha. Okay. What Janaha? Why are they called Pauraihi?
Dharma.
The citizens of that
of the Pura.
Puravasinaha. Puravasina Janaha. Correct, no? Citizens. You are absolutely right. Gauri Madhya, you are right. That is, those who live in the Pura. They are Puravasinaha. Pauraha. It comes from the Pauraha. Puravasinaha Pauraha. Pauraihi Vibhakti Vachana.
Vachana, the Tritiya, is it, or not sure?
Correct.
Yeah, Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam. Absolutely. Ramaihi. Equivalent. Right. Anugataha duram. Pauraihi anugataha duram. Pitra Vachana Vibhakti. Or Pratipadikam first.
Tritiya Ekavachanam.
Correct. Pitra goes with Dasharathena. Pauraihi is Bahuvachana. Okay. Shringavera pure sutam Ganga Kule Vyasarjayat. Okay. All this is Saptami. Can you see this? Shringaverapure Ganga Kule. Vyasarjayat. Vyasarjayat is a Kriyapadam. Guham Asadya Dharmatma Nishadadipati Priyam. Okay. Kaha Anugataha Dharmatma Ramaha. Kaihi Anugataha Pauraihi Anugataha. Kena Anugataha Pitra Dasharatena Anugataha. Dharmatma Kam Vyasarjayat Sutam Vyasarjayat. Sutam Putra Vyasarjayat Guham Asadya Shringaverapure Ganga Kule Vyasarjayat. Kidrisham Guham Nishadadi Patim Guham. 1 minute. I think I have done a mistake there. Oh, no mistake. So, okay. So, Dharmatma Sri Ramaha Sutam Vyasarjayat. Sutam, who was basically here in this case, Sutam is a servant. Sutam in this case is the Sarathi. Sumantra. Sumantra was the Sarathi. So he just leaves away and goes. Vyasarjayat. Kutra Vyasarjayat? Where did he leave him? Shringaverapure Ganga Kule. Katam Vyasarjayat? Guham Asadya. Once he saw Guha and once he went to meet Guha. Guha, everybody knows who is Guha? Any idea who is Guha?
Where Munis do Dhyanam in that Guha.
Oh, no, that is Gufa. Gufa is Guha. No. This Guha has got nothing to do with that Guha. Please don't even get
This is the person. Guha. He is the king of the...
1 minute. Nisha Mahodaya Pratamata Vadatu Tadanantaram Gauri Mahodaya. Yes.
He is the Raja of the Nishada kingdom.
Nishada kingdom.
Or the tribal...
who are actually supposed to be the real Vasinaha. We have made them tribals. That's all. Okay. You're right. That is this one. Yes, Gauri Mahodaya, you were saying something.
No, this is the same thing. You know, they were hunters actually, right?
Hunters, right.
Adipati for the hunters.
Yes. Tejal Mahodaya, you wanted to say something?
Actually, same thing.
Okay, correct. Good. So Guha is actually they're not just hunters, they are also these fishermen. So they do everything. They are the people who transport across the boat across the Ganga. So that's why they have in fact, Guha is there with, we'll talk about it. Guha is there with 1,000 boats. When Bharata goes, he says, when Bharata goes to get Rama back, Guha says, if he's coming with a wrong intention, I'll kill him here itself. I'll not even let him pass. So that is the kind of affection that he had for Rama. So, Nishadadipatim Guham Asadya, Ganga Kule, Shringaverapure Ganga Kule, Sri Ramaha Dharmatma, Sutam Vyasarjayat. Kaihi Ramam Anugata, Dharmatma Anugata, Pauraihi, people of the city, and Dasharatha went behind him. Till where did they go? Anugata Duram. So it is not mentioned here. They go until the city limits. That's what is the story. Okay. Pauraihi Pitra Dasharatena cha Duram Anugataha. Dharmatma Anugataha. See, this is what Prayoga? First sentence. Any thoughts? Dharmatma Anugataha. Correct?
Karmani Prayoga.
Karmani Prayoga. Dharmatma Anugataha. Kaihi Anugataha Pauraihi Pitra Dasharatena cha Duram Anugataha. Okay, that is one part of the sentence. The second part, the same Dharmatma, that is Kartari Prayoga again. Dharmatma, Shringaverapure, Priyam Nishadadipatim Guham Masadya Ganga Kule Sutam Vyasarjayat. Sutam is karma. Here this is karta. So this Dharmatma goes one with this sentence, the second sentence becomes this. Okay. So this is how, this is the 29th shloka. Okay. Pauraihi Nagarvasibihi Janakena Dasharatena Duram Yavat Duram. That is basically till wherever they could go. That is all. Anusrutaha Punyatma Shringaverapure Namake Nagare Priyam. Priyam is going to Guha. Nishada Rajam Guham Prapya Janhavi Tire Ganga Kule Sarathim Atyajat Vyasarjayat Atyajat Vyasarjanam. Okay. Nagaravasi bihi Janakena Dasharatena Yavat Duram Manusruta. Till wherever Dasharata went, the Pauraihi Janaha also went. Then, in fact, the people also follow him till that Guha is this one. Okay, so Rama does a very smart thing. He lets everyone sleep in the night. He wakes up in the midnight and just disappears, saying, it is not wise for people to keep following me and coming to the forest with me. So he just wakes up Lakshmana and Sita at midnight and says, let's move on before they even figure out that we are gone. And he just goes off. Shringaverapure Namake Nagare Ishtam Nishada Rajam Guham Prapya Jannavi Tire Swasarathim. Sumantara is his Sarathi. Atyajat is his Sarathi in the sense he is the Rajasarathi. Whenever anything important is to be done, you will see Sumantara there. So that is the Bhavartha. Here Sandheya Pauraihi Janaihi Vi Asarjayat Yad Sandheya Vi Asarjayat Vi is an Upasarga Asarjayat Dharmaha Atma Yasya Saha Dharma Atma Nishadadipatim Nishadanam Adipatihi. Tab. Okay. The 30th shloka probably will do in the next class then. Saito Ramo Site Varena Gatva Nadi Istirtva Bahu. Okay, we'll stop it here for now. Okay. Any other questions that you want to discuss? Anything that you want to talk about?
Mahodaya, Nishadas were the same tribe, right? In Mahabharata, the one with the story with the, the very good Dhanurdhari who was competitor for Arjuna and his that thumb was cut off. Ekalavya, right?
Ekalavya. Yeah, very
he
much.
Was Nishad also, no?
Yes. It's the same
thing only. Okay.
Guhatmaja. They're all the children of Guha, if you have to put it that way. Okay. So one critical point here, I want to bring out a conversation between Lakshmana and Rama. So this comes in you can check this. This is in the 31st sarga of the Ayodhya Kanda. That is where this story comes up. So there is a conversation where Lakshmana says, I will come with you. That is the story he says. So Rama says, no, you should not come. I should go alone. There is no point in you coming with me. Why do you want to? So Lakshmana asks, why? Why can't I come? So Rama says, now Kaushalya is going to be alone, Sumitra is going to be alone because of what has happened. Now because when Rama is leaving, when this whole thing is imposed upon by Kaikeyi, Bharata is not in the kingdom. So there is no way to figure out what Bharata's thoughts are. It is not that Kaikeyi asked Bharata to do it. In fact, even to go back, when this Kubja, that is Mantra, she is the servant of Kaikeyi, She comes and tells Kaikeyi that, Rama is going to be the king tomorrow. He is going to be coronated. The first thing that Kaikeyi does is she takes out, she is so happy that she takes out all her jewelry and gives it to Mantra and says, this is the happiest news. How much happier can I ever be? This is the state of mind that she is in. She is very happy for Rama. And that was the kind of affection she had. But of course, Mantra had her way. She sets her up and says, this is not what you should be doing. Bharata is going to lose out. Then, it's easy to poison somebody's mind if you have some doubt. So that is what happens. And that is when the whole thing unfolds of Rama getting this one and all that. At this point in time, Bharata is nowhere in the picture. He's gone to Kaikeya. His maternal uncles would have taken him away. So there is nobody is consulted. It's like this is a whole perfect story where the person who is to be coronated is not consulted whether you want to be coronated or not. Then Kaikeyi makes the decision for herself without checking whether he wants to be taking on Rama or not. So it is somebody making all sorts of decisions on people's behalf. So that is the kind of this one that follows here, and in some comical ways in a lot of things if you see. So at that time, when Rama comes and says, this is what has happened, the first reaction of Lakshmana is, this is all junk. This is not how it is to be. What we will do, we will take over, quote unquote, we'll stage a coup in modern day terms, if you were to say. Overnight, we'll finish off everything. We'll take over the city by tomorrow and everything will be all right. All that you have to do is you have to put Kaikeyi, probably ask her to be put in some jail till Bharata comes or some such this one. But Rama says nothing doing. This is not the way to do things. Father has said something. So father, he does not say that this has to be done because of anything else. Rama is very clear. Unlike Mahabharata, where Yudhishthira lost to his own this one, he was deluded in a lot of ways. Rama is not deluded about it. He's not telling Lakshmana that you need to do it. If it had been imposed through a means of war, probably that would have been the right way of doing it. So Rama says very clearly, this is because Dasharatha, my father, has told me to do this, and I am duty bound by my father's words. And he follows that to the T. Throughout. In fact, throughout Ramayana, you will see that. In fact, there is another one where Bharata goes. We'll probably discuss it when that situation comes. When Bharata goes to get him back, there is a story. We'll talk about it at that time. So he says this very clearly. This will not be right. This is very against dharma. So we should not do this. So just hold on. This is not the right way. I need to go. Because it is father's order. It is not because somebody has staged. If it was the other way around, if Bharata had attacked him and taken over, that would have been a different story. But that is not what has happened. It's an order by your father, so I am following it. So that is what he says, and he convinces Lakshmana that he has to go. So then Lakshmana says, I have to follow you. I'll come with you. Because I need to take care of you, I'll come with you. So Rama says, no, that is not right. So he asks, how dare you tell me why I should not come? Then he slowly calms him down and says, there is Kaushalya, there is Sumitra, mothers, they need to be taken care of. You don't know how Bharata's mind will turn once he comes back, what will happen. Can Kaikeyi actually go about, we know that Bharata is very good, but then if Kaikeyi's words are stronger on him and if she has that grasp, it's possible that he'll take over. So who will take care of Sumitra and Kaushalya? That is the question that Rama puts to Lakshmana. And this is where it is not Kaushalya who answers this question. Lakshmana answers this question very well. See, Kaushalya has 1,000 villages under her command. I am nobody to take care of her. I will probably fail if I try to fight those 1,000 people, 1,000 villages. That is the strength that Kaushalya brings to the table. So if there is anything that is going wrong, she commands. Even Dasharatha will not dare to go and fight them. That is the kind of power that she commands over those people there, because she is ruling them for so many years. Okay, and she's taken care of them. They will come and take care of her. I am nobody. After all, what will I do if anybody attacks me? That is something Lakshmana says, somebody who can go about killing Indrajit and who can do many things. Okay, so that was the kind of command that women already had in those days. So this is an important point, which is, I don't know if the Ramayana, when the first time the Ramayana serial came, I was very young to see it, so I did not even understand what was happening. The second time it was Corona, I was busy getting oxygen concentrators all around and sourcing that for people. So I didn't even see it the second time also. So I don't really know whether this is actually shown in Ramayana or not. But there's a very important sarga. The whole sarga goes on. This conversation happens. Then, in fact, when Lakshmana goes, Rama and Lakshmana say, "Okay, now we are going." Then they move to Kaushalya. Then there is a tripartite conversation that happens between Rama, Lakshmana, and Kaushalya. Kaushalya says, "Okay, if you have to do that is what you are right. This is what you should do." And Kaushalya says, "I will come with you." So then the whole story starts there again. That I will also come with you. I will join you in this one. He says, "No, that is not needed." Rama again poses this question, saying, how do I protect you? Because it's my duty as a son to take care of my mother. So how do I protect you? So Kaushalya laughs and says, why do I need you to protect me? I myself have enough people to protect. I can protect myself very well, more than you. I have taught you how to protect yourself. This is the kind of answer that she gives Rama. So I know how to handle state affairs. So basically, how to handle, that's the exact term. Rajam kartum shakyate, Maya. I know how to handle the affairs of the state better than you probably. That is what comes out very clearly in this. This is a very important, this one, which is not very strongly brought out in a lot of ways. Of course, there is Kaikeyi's boons that she got because she went to a war with Dashratha and all that. That another story comes up, and all those things also happen. So talking of Jaita Modiya, to coming back to your point that, what is this, is wokeism and women's liberation actually liberating women, or is it tying them back to something that probably is not right, is a debatable point. So there are instances, enough instances throughout this one which showcases this. And Gauri Modi, you brought out one very important point last time. Sita versus Draupadi. Very initially, you had brought this up as to who is what. So the right answer to that is not in comparison. Frankly, if you look at our scriptures, as I said, we have 5 women who are celebrated, and each of them are very distinct in their own qualities as human beings. I'll not even get into feministic qualities, masculinity, nothing. Leave all those things apart. They have their own approach to life. Whether it is Ahalya, whether it is Tara, whether it is Sita, whether it is Mandodari or Draupadi. Now, all of them are said to be the idealistic people to be followed. Not the idealistic, the right way, what they did in certain times. And all of them committed enough mistakes in their life to come out of it. Ahalya had that problem with Indra. Then Tara was taken away because of Vali and Sugriva's fight. Then Sita had this problem where in fact, it is very heartening. You'll see that when it comes, you don't know how the mind works, and that is really so strong that when that golden deer, and she is infatuated by it. The kind of talk that she puts Lakshmana in, the kind of situation is very, very strong. And then she is taken away. Then you have Mandodari, who was the wife of Ravana. In fact, the term Maryada Purushottama is given to Rama by Mandodari. In fact, when she comes about to Rama after Ravana is dead, she comes to Rama to say, and the first thing that Rama does is bows down, touches her feet and says, how can I help you? So the first thing, what she says is, you are the Maryada Purushottama, you have already done what you had to do. So these two are very, I'll give you the contrasting character. She is very unlike Gandhari. Gandhari is not a celebrated woman in the sense of these 5. But very strongly, she says, I'm sorry. In fact, Rama says, I'm sorry for your loss. So what can I do to help you? So Mandodari immediately says, You have done the best thing that you can already do. And here is one person who is who was lusting for your wife, and you are here touching my feet and telling me how I should be helping. Now you decide who is the better person. That's why I would put you as Maryada Purushottam. But I mean, a conversation goes on that way. This is in contrast with, because here, if you remember, Mandodari's son Indrajit is killed at the end. Contrast this with Krishna going to Gandhari in the end and having a very similar, offering a very similar state in her when her children are dead and everything. So he says, what can I do to reduce your tragedy? So Gandhari just fires and curses him. Says, just like the way this one was lost, your whole Vamsha will be lost and all that. That goes on. In fact, she asked that question. Krishna immediately accepts, yes, that is what I have done. I accept whatever you say. But she asked, why didn't you let at least one son survive? So Krishna's answer to that is also important. While he accepts that it is a curse on him, while he accepts everything, he gives a very small, very simple but clear answer. If you had birthed at least one son who was worthy of calling you a mother, I would have left him. Now, this is in very big contrast with the way Mandodari reacts to certain things. That's why Mandodari is always celebrated over, say, Gandhari. One who can understand the Sukshma and the Dharma Lakshana of that point and accept what comes to them, the way it needs to be accepted. That's a very critical nuances. These are all very subtle, as Jaita Modaya put it. Unfortunately, these subtleties are crudely and brashly brushed aside in day-to-day challenges. Now, frankly, there is a concept versus ritualistic practices. Okay. Now, the concept itself is pretty strong in our, fundamentally the concept, you cannot find flaws in the concept. Now, how it translates into practices, whether ritualistic or otherwise, is something that can be questioned and that need to be asked from time to time. I'll give a very simple example. Or rather, let me highlight the concept first and how it translates. Okay. For us, there is a concept of Purusha, then there is a concept of Prakriti. Correct? That is the masculine and the feminine forms, however you want to understand it. Now, it is like, say for instance, water. Water will not have a shape and form for itself unless poured into something. It is always defined by its surroundings. Whereas anything that is solid, when I say water, take it as a fluid. Don't just blindly take water, but any fluid. Whereas for anything that is solid will have a state and form for itself. These are the two critical things that are coming together to form this whole concept of universe. Now, these are, consider them as some form of energy and matter. Okay. These have their own distinct ways of doing it. Okay. And each have their own characteristics. I'll give you one word. Mamata. What is mamata?
Motherhood.
Motherhood.
Ownership or one's own.
Very good, Nilima Modaya. I wanted this answer. There is a difference between mamatva and mamata. Mamatva comes from asmat pada, shashti vibhakti, mama. Mine. That is mamatva. Okay. That is moha. It can lead to moha. Okay. Mamata is matrubhava. Ma. That does not come from mama. That does not come from the ashmat pada mama. It comes from the matrupada. Now, this mamata is very unique to that. You don't have an equivalent of as pamata or papatva or whatever you want to call it. No, there is no pitrubhava there. That mamata is very clearly distinguishing feature of a Shakti form. Whether you like it or not, that is what it is. Okay. This is the concept. This is a very strong concept and you cannot take that away in any which way. Now, how that gets expressed, what are the kind of things to be expressed, how it needs to flow down, whether it is to be ritualistically practiced, whether it is to be done out of anything. Now, you can do it out of a sense of priya, love, affection. This love is a very, corrupted term in present day means. So I don't want to use that term. Preeti is a better term. Now, that preeti is something that is fulfilling. The one which comes and engulfs us completely. Mamata takes over that and that comes out of that preeti. Now, if mamata is followed as a sense of duty, that kartavya, it becomes a challenge. You have lost the game. You have lost it. You have completely lost it. Just because I need to do it, I am doing it. Sorry, you have lost. If there is no mamata in that, there is completely lost sense of things. And today, that is exactly what has led us to this situation. Because we have put a lot of ritualistic, I wouldn't say rituals are bad, but that when it is coming out of that mamata, then it works. If it is blindly coming out of no sense, if there is no sense of mamata in it, then there's a challenge for it. And that I think we need to correct at some sense from a societal point of view. But having said that, is it to be done the way it is put out as feministic ways and woke liberal ways? Probably that is not the right way of doing it. So that is what I would like to add. Thoughts, comments, suggestions, everything more than welcome. And that's where, just one more thing. Gandhari's was mamatva. Instead of mamata, it went to mamatva, where she was blindly following Dhritarashtra because she was also clear, oh, my son will keep getting things without saying what is right and wrong. Whereas Kaushalya or Mandodari, even Mandodari for that matter, was not driven by that. Even for that matter, that's why Kaikeyi is very easy. It is very easy to forgive Kaikeyi. She stays in the same place without any problems. Nobody has any problems with Kaikeyi at all. Because of the way she had brought up Bharata, because of the way Bharata showcased that this is what my mother actually is. Yes, there could be a momentary lapse. There was a problem. Fine. But the way Bharata acted, he highlighted what Kaikeyi was. So nobody has any such problems with Kaikeyi, whereas people will have problems with all others where it is showcased. Yeah. So any thoughts, comments?
Mahodaya, Mamata and Mamaka Pandava Chaiva Dhritarashtra, both are same meanings?
No. That's where it's very different. Yes. Mamakaha comes from Mama. That is the Patita. From Mama, Mamakaha, mine. Mama, see, Mamata will never be associated with a Purusha Vyakti. That cannot be done.
Okay.
Very simple, straight fact. Whether you like it or not, it's a given fact. I will give it to you. All 5 fingers cannot be equal. We are not equals. We are unique people. We stand on our own. Each one has his own merits and demerits. Each woman, each human being, or each individual, each stone or tree or anything will have its own merits and demerits, whether we like it or not. Now, merits and demerits, of course, if we go to Vedanta, merits and demerits are something in the mind, and whether how I like it, how I don't like it, we'll leave the Vedanta part for a minute out. But Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya, that's a very strong term that Dhritarashtra uses. My children, mine. Now, he never had that mineness associated with Pandava.
Dvaitam.
Right, so the flaw starts right from the father and mother. It comes very strongly there. So that is very clearly coming out in the Mahabharata. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Madhya, we should teach all this to the young minds in the school, Madhya. None of these stories you're telling, no, I don't know any of these stories. I'm thinking about, why are we not teaching all this related to the physics, astrophysics, whatever you're teaching, no, we don't see anything from our Indian perspective. We all take everything from everywhere. So it's really, really, like we should teach all this as a subject or something, at least once a week or something to our kids, Mahodaya.
We should.
In India.
Everywhere.
This only, Mahodaya.
Yes,
All parents, especially young parents, especially young parents, everybody says like this only.
I'll tell you the challenge. With the way the Macaulay system is put up, see, we lost what is called Kshatra Dharma. If there is no Kshatra Dharma, if you take away that layer of Kshatra Dharma with protecting Dharma, then none of the other three Vargas can survive. That has very strongly happened in this country for the past 1,200 years. That is a challenge. You're right. So we are suffering that. If something comes back, and it does not mean we can't take it up. Chanakya did that, for instance, about 2,500 years ago. He took it up and brought somebody to the fore. Unless something strongly happens and there is a strong movement which drives it, we do need to push for it. As individuals, we can start pushing, we can take classes, we can get 40 people together, 50 people together, whatever we can do, we need to do it at some point. So there are many stories like this, and it's full of meanings, full of depth. See, it is very easy to dismiss, oh, they are showing you star in the day, what are you doing? It's a waste of time. It's very nice to do that. That is one level. It's probably, over a period of time, what we have done with ourselves is to sort of hate ourselves in a lot of ways, the way it is put out. Because certain things, the people who really understood the real ways, the real reasons, were pushed into were very marginalized and said, you won't even get your food to eat if you do this. There are challenges. It's not like you can blame them. And where we can probably start is saying, it's okay. You think it is foolish. It's all right. I completely respect your thought. But then probably it's not wise to say, so much of our ancestral history, which is about so many, if not anything, at least the last 5,000 years. If they survived over 5,000 years, probably they had some sense. Probably they were not stupid. Right? Start the thought process from there, rather than saying, blindly, this is the right way, this is what is right. So get people to align to that mindset before saying, before imposing things on them. Unfortunately, what we do, we are so overwhelmed, we don't know how to approach problems without a clear thought process. So that becomes a rather challenge, because I speak to a lot of children. And I speak to a lot of them day in and day out, with a lot of parents also. And everybody comes up with exactly the same point as you are coming out with. So there are two levels of things that need to be done. One, at a parental level, we need to sort of get ourselves in sync with what is happening. Then slowly tell them, they are not all that wrong. Simple things, show the same grandparents as to what they are doing, show the right things that they are doing. Another challenge that is coming up with this whole wokeism movement is how individualistically it is going up. From our society perspective, it is not an individualist society. Society is not a combination of individuals. It can never be. Then we are no different from animals, no? Animals live on an instinctive behavior. What do? They eat, they sleep, and they progenate. That's all. These are the three instinctive things that they are programmed to do at all points, any point in time. In fact, if you try to fight with something to be happier while eating something, you will lose terribly. As Professor Mahadevan, my guru, would put it, a tiger will never kill a deer and say, I'll put this in the fridge because tomorrow I may not find a new deer. Okay. The same pond, a deer and a tiger and a lion will be drinking from the same pond if the tiger and the lion are not hungry. It's only when they are hungry will they attack and take it up. It's only the humans who are given that faculty to think, to do certain things differently. Now, to do that, you need a concept of dharma. Now, that dharma is possible only through, not through individuals. It is possible only if you have a family. The notion of a family becomes so strong. That is the reason why notion of a family becomes so strong. And I'm sure the West also had it some time back, until some time back. That has gotten destroyed in a lot of sense with the post-Marxist era. That thought that individuals, Marx first put out this thought that, you know, a group of individuals form a society. A group of societies form a nation state. If you make the basic unit of society as an individual, you have lost it. That is a sure way to self-destruction. So the Marxian economy, then the Keynesian economics, all these brought about and force-fit that model onto all societies. The only reason the Indian society has probably lived till this point is because of that strong family values. And unless we get back to those family values, you know, again, it's not about who is cooking, who is cleaning, who is doing that. If you bring, you bring the concept of mamata to that level, then you have lost it. It's not about who is doing what, but are we understanding our basic nature and are we acting to that nature? It's not about who is taking the kids out, who is doing this. I mean, that's you know, saying I understand Shankaracharya versus Ramanujacharya by what I'm eating on the plate. It doesn't work that way. You need to know their philosophies well. We have brought it down to that level, unfortunately.
Also, Mahodaya, I feel like, you know, like our philosophy, like everything, always emphasizes one's duty, right? What is our duty? So what is our kartavya in any situation? Dharma, kartavya, whatever you call it. But what should come from us? That is always the emphasis. Whereas the emphasis has completely changed in modern society, right? It's the other way around. It's all about rights. What is due to me? So it always creates a conflict and makes people like very like wanting things rather than being able to give anything. And that just is bad for society in general.
See, what has happened is, it's also true that there's a level of fatigue that is set in by overemphasis on duties rather than on concepts. Now, over time, our egos have grown bigger. Whether we have become intelligent or not intelligent, I'll not get into that debate. Because Veda Vyasa himself figured out that people are not going to be fit enough to take all the 4 Vedas for themselves. I need to split it and give some things to some people. Okay, so I'll not get into the debate of whether we're getting more intelligent or less intelligent over time. But what we are definitely becoming is more and more egoistic. Okay, given the kind of ego growth that has happened, what it leads to is duty. It becomes what reward versus what do you call it? Effort versus reward. It's a fight of effort versus reward. If I want to put it in the management terms, the real management terms that I get, it is effort. Am I being rewarded for the effort that I am putting? And it also strongly flows from this one life theory. Everything that I'll get is in one life, nothing beyond that life. No, that doesn't work. I mean, we don't have that concept. We have this karma and it goes on and everything. So what we say is, okay, I have work today, tomorrow, now I need to get that result and that reward. Right? So that reward and recognition problem is very strong with an ego. We start associating that very strongly with that. I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm not saying that there should be no rewards. Somebody should keep on working forever and not get anything and it should be in the result. No, I'm not saying that. But there should be enough Rajoguna around it. What I'm saying is doing that without knowing the basic concepts. If a wife is doing something for the husband without knowing why she is doing it, or if the husband is doing something for the wife, if the husband does not know why he is doing it, if there is no strong sense of motive behind doing something, a higher goal, not a goal, a higher aim for doing it, then we have lost it. Right? So what has happened over time is it has become blind following of these dharma in some sense. It happened with Yudhishthira also, for instance. It happened with the way, okay, if he had a principle which said, okay, if somebody comes and asks me to gamble, I'll gamble. I'll not say no. If he had something, Arjuna had his own principle. If somebody says something to Gandiva, I'll go and kill him. These are kind of things that people started making up their own ways of doing it. And we also do it. In a lot of ways, we do it because our understanding of dharma is not as high as what it should be. And that becomes a challenge. So what happens in that case is the concept, if we are not very clear on the concept, it becomes easy to dilute it by a third agency. It becomes easy to question our motives when we are blindly doing something. Okay. A simple question I can ask, why are so many stars married to moon? What stupidity is this? Why are we even thinking about it? Because there were at least 10 or 20% of the population which knew that it is not a blind marriage. There is a strong reason why it goes this way. Just to make it simple for the people to understand on day-to-day basis, we'll create a story out of it. Unless this whole connection is made, it becomes a challenge. So that is where we have lost it a little. Okay. I think any other questions, thoughts, comments? Nilima Mahodaya, any thoughts?
I was just thinking that out of the 27 wives, there are only 12 months named after the 12 wives. What happened to the others?
No. It's got nothing to do with that. So those, it is because of the constellation. Those 12 names come because of the constellation in which the moon appears. And the nearest star to that is taken. So it is not that the 12 wives are named. If you look at your this one, you will see that if you see the daily this one Shobe what is that Adya Brahmana Dvitiya Pararde Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasudha Manvantare Kali Yuge Pratamapade. You do that whole this one and then come to Nakshatra. That goes through all the 27 days. So each day has a nakshatra, by the way. Right. So today, I don't know what nakshatra it is. Today is what, Panchami, yeah? It should be Hasta nakshatra or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it will be some nakshatra which will be there today also.
Ashtami or Navami today?
Huh?
Either Ashtami or Navami today.
It is Ashtami. Yeah, it is Ashtami, no? Today, right.
So yesterday was Shashti. The Chhat Puja was there.
Yeah, Chhat Puja was there yesterday. Today should be Saptami.
No. Today is Gopashtami. Today is Ashtami.
Ashtami, yeah.
Today is Gopashtami today.
Oh, Bhogashtami, right. Ah, yes, Nisha Madhya will know that. Yeah, she is Chhat Puja is a very common thing for her. Correct. Today is Ashtami. So, some nakshatra will be there today also. So, every day there is a nakshatra. So, it is not like only months have to be there. There is no ego problem there, per se. So, they are very clear.
I think the naming of the month was not basis on the nakshatras. It is more like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's more like December comes from Decca. Decca is for 10. So earlier there were only 10. Then in between we have put in November is for Nona. October is for like 8, Octa. Like that it was earlier. This is what Mahadevan sir had told in one of his...
yes, that is the Roman calendar. Roman calendar follows that, absolutely. Roman calendar follows that.
So the naming of the month on this is not basis our Hindu...
These months are not. The calendar months are not. What I am referring to is the Chaitra, Vaishaka, Jyeshtha. Those are the months I am referring to here.
Correct. So I was just, Nilima Mahodaya told, that's why I was just telling.
No, that is the Roman months. What she is also referring to is the Chaitra, Vaishaka, Ashada, right, Mahodaya?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's referring. Okay. Yeah, our discussion is today around the lunar calendar. Similarly, we have the Kumbha, Simha, Dhanur, and all those, all those which are the which are the solar calendar in our equivalents. That's why if you look at the Tamil New Year, for instance, that will necessarily appear only on the 15th of April every year. From now on, 15th or 16th, yeah. Okay, so that follows the solar calendar completely. Other than that, most of India follows the lunar calendar. Gudi Padwa, for instance, or Yugadi.
Okay, so that is on the solar calendar.
No, that is lunar calendar. Yugadi will be lunar calendar. That is Chaitra Prathama. Only the Tamil calendar is strictly solar.
Okay.
So that
you were also mentioning about in the beginning about stars and how the karma and the nakshatra. I mean, something you mentioned, I didn't understand from where you get that.
Okay. So that comes in the Chandogya Upanishad. I think Mahadevan sir should still do that. I've been telling him quite a bit to take that, but I don't know how it will go. See, the way what happens when the Atman leaves the body, what it reaches, how it comes back to the earth. That's a very strong this one, no? That is something to be understood. So that is strongly influenced by the positions of the moon, sun, and the stars. Okay, and the way to put it very simply, it goes what is that? Akashat Vayuho Vayor Agnihi Agnerapah Apya Prithivi Prithivya Oshadayah Oshadibhyonnam Annat Purushaha. So basically it says, the Atman which leaves goes wherever to whatever loka, while on the return, it comes to the Parjanya. That is why rains are very important in our scheme of things. Kale Varshatu Parjanya. And that Parjanya is what generates Sasya Vanaspati. That is what is the food. From there it gets into the humans, and then it becomes man, the human being is born. That is how it goes, and that at that time, and that's where the what is it called, the Varsha Nakshatra comes up. What nakshatra is there at that point, and what gets this Atman down to the earth, that becomes a very critical thing. That is how it is, Nishad Mahodaya. That is what I was taking about.
Okay, yeah, that part I have read, but okay, I didn't connect the dots there, so thank you.
Yeah, that is what I was talking about. Yes, Jaita Mahodaya.
Mahodaya, I just wanted to share that the nakshatra is Dhanishta up to 3.
Dhanishta Nakshatra. Yes, today is Dhanishta Nakshatra.
And it is sorry, it is the Shukla Paksha.
Yeah, it's a Shukla Paksha. Yeah, up till the Purnima, it is the what moon is this? It is still
Kartika
Purnima.
Yeah. It's the waxing moon. No, it's not the waning moon.
Yes, waxing moon.
Still the waxing moon. Yeah. So then after Purnima, it becomes the waning moon. For instance, for Nilima Mahodaya, the Kartika Masa will end on Purnima day, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. For her, then Margashira Masa will start off immediately. Whereas for us, the Kartika Masa will end on the Amavasya day.
Okay.
And then the Margashira Masa will start. But there will be no difference in any of the festivities, nothing, because on the day of that Purnima, you see Kritika Nakshatra, and it is named as Kartika Masa. So 15 days, they start 15 days earlier, end 15 days earlier. That's about it goes. So that's how it goes in the north, and that's the difference between north and south.
Yeah. But why should that be? Why is it like that?
Is this just a convention? It's just a convention. Just like, for Gauri Mahodaya, she is 1 hour earlier. It goes 1 hour earlier this time of the year. And next in March again, they go 1 hour later. So they change times. We adapt things to this one. So what happens is, okay, to give a little more explanation as to why north of India is like this, at the Tropic of Cancer, passes through the country, right? It divides the country into 2 halves. At the Tropic of Cancer, when you look at it as the basis, you get certain measurements. If you look at it from down below that, you get certain measurements. So essentially, there is no change. There is no problems with either of the measurements. You get exactly the same thing. For instance, if you look at the moon's motion and the timings, it will be exactly the same. That's how we can predict the eclipses going forward to another 200 years, no? We can say exactly when an eclipse will start, when an eclipse will end. By 2172, what is that eclipse going to be? I can tell you right away. Without taking any help of any system, computers or any other thing, even with the good old prediction methods can be told. That's very possible. That's very much possible. It's not difficult at all. Our ancestors were doing this work day in and day out. They did not have TV to indulge themselves in. No, all that they had to do was sit out and look at the sky. And most of the time they would do that. So that gave them a lot of inquisitive nature. Okay. Shall we end it here? Thank you, everyone. So hope it was okay. It was not a boring class.
Not at all, sir.
Dhanyawada. Say thank you to Ashwini Mahoday also. The Excel is working out nicely with the name.
I'll share that table.
Yeah. Please do that. And yeah, next week we'll have a regular class. That is on the, what is the date? 30th, no, 30th, no? Yeah, next week is 30th, yeah. Next 30th, we'll have a class. That day, we'll meet up again. So, any questions, anything, please send out. I'll try to put up one set of homework for Kartari and Karmani Prayoga. So, we can do it. So, everybody is okay with what is going on? Any trouble in catching up, doing anything? Or is it going right over the head? Or is it just hitting the head? What is the status?
Right now it is because I'm not getting time to revise. So right now
it is going all okay.
Ramayana and no problem over there. That are very interesting, and grammar part is quite.
Grammar part is quite a challenge still. Okay, grammar part. What we will do? We will have to practice. So yeah. By the way, do you people want some sort of a practice session? If you amongst yourself, would you like to?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yes.
Mohdaya, Chitra Modi has, she's asked or suggested for an extra practice, right? The homework, what you put every week, once for half an hour or something, we can discuss and do it, like instead of, putting it there, it's of no help.
Yeah. So, yeah, it goes out of, because everybody is stressed for time. So I agree. I completely agree. What you people do is, again, somebody take up the responsibility, put a vote out for an extra class and tell which day, what time suits. I'll get you a Zoom link. All of you can join together. Probably I'll also see if I can join someday. Okay. We can do just a catch up this Vyakarna learning session. Can we do that? Yeah. All of you decide on what day is good for you and what time is good for you. And how much time we can do that. No problems. And that will not be...
Friday is end of the week. I don't know if it suits others, but Friday, same sort of time as the class maybe.
So whatever, you people decide that. So suggest time, come up with it, because here in this case, I need to tell what my time is going to be. So that's why I decide the class. So otherwise, I will leave it to you. Please be free to come up with the right class and right time. Okay.
Otherwise, Mahodaya, suppose if you are busy, if we have doubt, we will ask. We will come to you. Till
yes, very much. Please. Please. I'm always there. You can put it up on WhatsApp, and I may not respond immediately, but at least within 24 to 48 hours, I usually respond. That's my lead lag time. So that's okay. Right.
This 1:30 time, which is my 1:30, it's 6 p.m. Any day is okay for me if you want to have any homework discussion. So
Okay, think about it. All of you.
We'll have it. I mean, like Ashwini Mahodaya, the other day she did a link easier. We can do something like that.
Do it that way, it'll be easier. Correct. That way we can do grammar in that. You can do grammar quite a bit, practice, because grammar only requires practice, nothing else. Everything else can be taught and done, but grammar requires a lot of practice and coming up with.
Mohdaya, I know with the verses of...
One minute, Chitra Mohdaya, 1 minute, Jayita Mohdaya speaking.
Sorry, Mohdaya, just, with the each of the verses, how you're doing the Padacheda and then the each of the Pratipadika and each of the things and with Bhavartha in the end. I was trying to do that, with the verses, but it's taking so much of time. Like I am struggling. I'm literally the whole of the last lessons verses, I'm still not there. So I'm like, I want to do it like that because I know that will lead to better learning rather than just looking, right? If we don't write it and practice, then it kind of, please give some encouragement. That's all.
So simple. Don't give up. Don't give up. It can be challenging on day one. Okay. What you can do is, instead of starting with Ramayana, for instance, take some shlokas that you already know. Simple shlokas. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashi Varnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Or any favorite shloka of yours, what you are comfortable reciting over time. Okay. Try to do it from there. That gives you a lot of thoughts on, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I pronouncing it this way? What I am doing, etc. This is something that it's yet unseen. The Ramayana, quote unquote, is unseen per se to you so far. I'm sure you have come across a lot of shlokas. Take 4 shlokas and say that I'm going to be an exponent in this shloka. That's all. Okay.
No, I really love the Ramayana shlokas because, like you said, they're very simple to understand. It's not difficult. But just that process of writing down so much, like actually after one shloka, there will be 2 pages of work.
I know.
For me at least.
I know. So, that's exactly how I've also got it. No? So don't get there. Don't try that upfront. If you're pushing yourself so hard, you'll give up. It becomes very easy to, say, oh, I can't do it. Take a simple shloka. Give me a shloka that you like.
I mean, the usual ones like the Gayatri Mantra, but that is difficult though, isn't it?
Okay, Gayatri Mantra, don't take. Gayatri Mantra is a little difficult. Okay, take anything else. Okay, take that. Okay, for this week, that's your challenge. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Correct? Take that shloka. Just do a manana of it and start saying, where do I split, why do I split, how do I split, etc., etc., etc. Think about it and come back. It's a very, very simple shloka.
Astu Mohdaya, definitely. Thank
you. That's a straightforward shloka. There are many shlokas like this. Apavitra pavitrova sarva vasta angatopiva. No, okay, let's not do that.
Kashmir something it is there.
That is a shloka I created. That was this one, no? What is that? Let me open that.
Sir, any shloka from Anushta, like which has Anushtapu Chanda or any Chanda?
Anything, any shloka you take. Kamini, Suprakashini, Kashmira Puravasini. That is the one you are referring to? Okay, that was the shloka I wrote actually. So, I don't know if people have... had you people come across the shloka earlier?
Yes.
Exam that time.
You have heard it for the first time, no?
No, sir. I have... I was not knowing that this shloka is written by you.
Oh, okay. No, this was sometime last 2 years back I wrote it, I think. So, but Kashmira Puravasini, there is another shloka.
Someone shared on Facebook, I think, this shloka.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I have no clue what happened to it. Anyways, that is good. I'm glad. So, okay, that is good. Because this is what I wrote and I sent it to Haripriya Mohdaya. She said, yeah, it is okay. Then I just put it as a Prarthana shloka there. That's all. Tvatvindeham Sada. Yeah, that will be a little difficult. Tvatvindeham Sada will be a little challenging to take. Start with this. Then, yeah, if you go to Akajanana Padmarkam, it will become challenging. Don't take that. Okay, Guru, okay, let's take a simpler one. No? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Simple.
Yeah, the vibhaktis are nicely given in that one, no? All of them. Pretty much a lot to them.
Yeah, nothing much to do. Start from there, no?
Okay.
Those are simple things. Once you start from simple things, then it becomes easy to build on.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Shall we stop?
Yeah.
Okay. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayanta Nyaena Margena Mahimahishah Go Brahmanebhyo Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasishalini Desho Yam Shobhrahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhayah Aputra Putrinas Santu Putrinas Santu Pautrinah Adhanat Sadanat Santu Jivantu Sharadam Shatam Shunvan Ramayanam Bhaktya Sayati Padameva Va Sayati Brahmanasthanam Brahmana Pujyate Sada Harihi Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. धन्यवाद.